Ah, there they go.
Figure that out anymore. We've got the guys in the Zoom audience to say, hello. Thank you, folks in the Zoom audience. I think we're recording now. Let me get this out of the screen. Okay, guys, in the Zoom audience, my screen said we've got it. So thank you. Good morning, everybody. If you would please stand and let's start ourselves out.
We have two flags.
If you are standing up, this is a good time to have your mask on.
Oh, yes. If you're standing up, you're all right.
Michael Phelps, would you please lead us in the pledge? And the flag is on the screen.
Yeah, please look at the screen, look at the flag, put your hand over your heart, and follow me.
The flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Joe,
Oh,
you got a song.
we got a song.
All right.
I don't need no stinking mic. We can do this.
Oh, yeah, you do. The people on Zoom want to hear your golden voice.
If they wanted to hear it, they'd be here. All right. This land is your land. Starting with the verse. As I was walking down the highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
Thank you, Joe. Excellent. And I believe that at this point you can sit down and get ready to eat. Thank you to everybody who was greeting everybody. It was really good to see some folk in the audience that we haven't seen in a while. Brian Purcell is here.
Yay.
And Al is here.
Wow.
And who else?
All the regulars.
And Linton Hale. We haven't seen Linton in a while. It is great to see. Let's see. We'll just walk around and we'll visit with people for just a moment. There we are. Okay. Sergeant at Arms, you're close to Marty here, in case you need to put a tap on the poor boy.
It's not spotlighted online.
Thank you. Hey, you can do all the parts.
No, you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
It must be. I think I changed the views. Thank you. It says remove spotlight, so it must be spotlight.
Good morning. I know, it's been what, about a week? Oh, I did this morning. But there was a sign there. Yeah, good day.
Okay. So here we are at our remote meeting. Glad we made it. Looks like the technology might actually be working. And thank you. Lyndon came in. Nick didn't, but I thought he was going to last night. And Michael and everybody was actually here setting us up. And thought for the day. Joyce, are you online?
Nope.
I don't hear Joyce. Somebody's got a good thought. Who's that? Let's skip the thought for the day.
Were you thoughtless?
Okay. David, can you hear me?
Yes?
Okay, here's the thought. Don't ever look backwards. You're not going in that direction.
Woo! Good save. Thank you very much. Okay, visitors and guests. Folk who are online, we aren't able to see you this week because we don't have the second screen. Would you kindly roll call yourselves?
Linda Sinkay.
Barbara Barney.
Barbara Barney,
Judy Rice.
Judy Rice,
Dale Knight.
Dale Ann Knight from Mexico.
Yay.
Is that us?
There's Jim gone.
Yeah,
And
Jim Bond's
Bond
muted.
there.
Jim's here.
Hey, Jim. Who else we got?
Jim's here.
And Jim Goodenough.
That's it.
Well, let's move on. It is now time for the mute all, and remember that you can get back on and talk to us by pressing your space bar or doing whatever you need to do that you know already. Let's talk about birthdays. Terry Kelly.
David Mark Raymond.
Your birthday was on the 24th.
Every year.
Thank you. Anything else?
I don't know. I want to hear about it.
What are you doing to celebrate?
Well, we got up, had coffee, bounced around the house doing chores. We had been out to dinner the night before with my sister, so we went to the steakhouse at the Great Casino with Scott, Hensey, and Jane Hensey, and had a wonderful. It was great. It's a good steakhouse.
Did you make a deposit there also?
No, it was, usually I have to drag my wife out of those places, but she did not want to stop this time, so too smoky anyway.
Which place? The casino?
The casino, yeah. So that's what we did. Had a great time, a nice day.
Another birthday. It's always good, as we know, to have another birthday.
Absolutely.
Because the alternative is, lasts a really long time. Patty Gazowitz had a birthday too.
She did.
What's the story with that?
Sad to say I no longer sleep with a younger woman. We headed down to San Juan Bautista and did the Pinnacles National Park to get another check off on our senior gravy train card for the national park. So we had a nice hike or two and enjoyed the Central California cuisine, etc. So it was a nice little trip.
And Henry Alter, I don't think is in the Zoom audience, but Henry Alter's got a birthday coming up. Somebody better call him and tell him. And Teresa Boletto, same thing. Rotary anniversaries. We've got two. PJ, and I think PJ is still traveling. Yeah, or arrived today or something like that. But Brian Purcell.
My birthday.
It is your Rotary birthday, not 2607.
Oh my gosh, what do I say?
I don't know.
What Rotary moment
Tell us
stands
a
out?
Rotary moment. That's what.
Rotary moment.
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed, the international committee and doing projects, funding projects around the world. With clean water, et cetera, bathrooms for young
Oh, he's on the Kimball.
students, et cetera. So that's my excitement for Rotary.
Well, and you've been a huge help in that regard, even very recently. Yeah, thank you. Let's give that guy a round of applause. Even recently contributing towards the oxygen concentrators and helping people to live well. So glad to have you with us and glad to have you aboard. Rotary inspiration. Ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Basically, hometown superheroes. That's going to be the theme for these next slides. Because we were in the parade. Now, Diana Curtis isn't available. By the way, Diana Curtis took Kurt down to San Diego and attended his memorial services and burial, so she's still coming back from doing that. She was in San Luis Obispo last night, but look at this. Look at those two up in the corner there, Jim and Linda. You guys look totally heroic. And along, you can see that the parade, which was 35 minutes long and emceed by Rotarians, was a great event. Good to see Sebastopol out and rolling. Kathy, you were up there. Terry was up there. And Joe.
Terry, Joe, myself.
Yeah. Excellent. Yep, and thank you. Those are pictures by Jerry Meshland. Yay! And check out the theme because all of the clubs marched together in unison, showing Sebastopol that service clubs as a viable part of the community are important. Talk about magic moments. Talk about this.
The border.
Look at that crew up there.
Hey, Dan. What? There you are. What's this, Dan?
Okay, this was the most recent effort to improve Ives Park, which is part of our District 5130 grant project jointly with the Rotary Club of Sebastopol. And we had a great crew. We replaced that white plastic border around the playground area just east of where we are now with 8-inch by 8-inch redwood stock, and these pieces were 16 feet long, 4-man lift. And we had a group of volunteers from our club and from the new club, and Michael McLaughlin was there, and Bob Keyser, Scott Hensey, Jerry Meshlam, and you were there too. And a bunch of people from the Noon Club. Average age of the volunteers in this construction project was 73. And I know I've been taking a fair amount of ibuprofen since that day.
Over the edge.
It was just great. We got it all done in about 5 hours. It's beautiful. So if you get your chance to walk through Ives Park, see that and see the improvements to the stage that happened earlier.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And, well, we'll look at PJ next time. PJ's not with us, but I'm a little worried that he may have been kidnapped because he was on the extraterrestrial highway, and you never know what's going to happen out there. Dan, these magic moments.
Yes, this is greetings from the shores of Lake Michigan. So that's our little swimming hole there. You can see the Mackinac Bridge in the background that connects the Lower Peninsula and Upper Peninsulas. And we had a very nice visit there. All right.
You did some swimming? Yeah, and did you swim after drinking? Are you one of those guys who has a belief that you can't do that?
Swim earlier.
You swam earlier. Well, talk about that. Kelly's birthday ceramic and his parents' happy hour flag. I was trying to think about those two things being displayed together. And, you know, if I had my glasses on, I'd be able to see. There we go.
I haven't moved.
Well, yeah, that's my memory is back there.
No, we didn't notice that.
I had too many birthdays.
So, yeah, so as what I did, part of my job in the lockdown was to start going through all the family paraphernalia I gathered some 20 years ago. And I found this happy hour flag and actually a couple of napkins that came with it, and a picture of my parents with that flag on a cruise somewhere. I have no idea where they were. And then the little ceramic thing is something that the guy, as my mother was just a guy in the neighborhood back in Stratford, Connecticut, made those for all the new babies in town. But of course, most importantly, Joe, there's the jointly won last ever Glasgow Cook grand winner that my wife and Patty won for their wheat berry salad recipe. So it was very fun. But it's kind of nice to find all those things.
Thank you, Terry. I just wondered if, it made me think Terry arrives and his parents institute a happy hour and put out a flag. What's that all about?
They were doing that long before I arrived.
He says they were doing it before. Well, talk about superhero service. Where is Michael? Thank you, sorry. Again, if I put my glasses on, they steam up and I can't see myself.
So yeah, we went up to Arcata, Frank Mayhew and Nick and myself, to participate in the Rotary Youth Exchange Golf Tournament, which was last Saturday. And I don't think we did very well, but we had a wonderful time. Beautiful course, kind of like redwoods on Northwood on steroids. Just beautiful redwood trees everywhere, and it was great. We had about called you had to ask me. Baywood. And there were about 50 players, so we raised a little bit of money for Rotary Youth Exchange. Nick won a raffle prize, and I was scared to death riding with Frank in his Tesla both ways. I'm not sure the Teslas are ready for prime time, but anyway, we had a good time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. And what a wonderful thing to travel that far, enjoy the scenery, thinking, well, it really does put you in the moment, doesn't it, Michael? Because if you are a little bit scared, you look at that redwood tree and say, gosh, that's beautiful, maybe I'll see another.
I saw quite a few.
So, the moment for gratitude. Is there somebody who wants to share a moment of gratitude with us? I'm sure you were thinking about it.
David, can you hear me? It's
Yeah.
Linda.
Hello, Linda.
We got wonderful news last night. My oldest boy, Jimmy, many of you know him from over the years. It looks like he passed the test and he made captain at his fire department in Alameda. So what a wonderful milestone. And I think with all this COVID stuff, I'm going to give to polio this time. I don't want us to forget about polio. So that's where my contribution is going to go.
Thank you very much, Linda. That's wonderful. And Michael Cook.
Yeah, hi. I had the pleasure of taking my darling bride down to Santa Cruz as part of her birthday month. So we spent a few days at the West Cliff Inn down there. The bed and breakfast is really nice. And part of the visit, we were in an area where we could have the breakfast that goes with the bed and breakfast. And there was a couple other people there and they were chatting away and I was eavesdropping as much as I could. And it turned out it was an interview, I think, that an author was doing of the owner of the West Cliff Inn. So I got to meet him and say hi and hear about his managerial experience, which is what the guy was interviewing him about. So that was added pleasure to meet somebody like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
good time.
wonderful. Al.
His pal. Well, I have a surprise for you. I've got gratitude to all you guys for making me feel very welcomed again, having not been here, feeling loved. And this is what the group's about. I think we all feel that about one another in this group. And although my schedule is very erratic these days, it sure is nice to be back today. And I'll throw $20 into the community foundation.
Thank you. Camel Joe. Mark.
I am, can we hear me?
I am grateful that music venues are opening up because COVID is under control quite a bit. And this weekend, we are headed down to Dana Point Beach to listen to Pearl Jam. And it's gonna be wonderful. So I am grateful and I will contribute to the Club Foundation.
Excellent, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, wonderful. By the way, everybody, those of you who are on Zoom, check out Michael Cook. Oh, yeah, and you know what they did was they switched the camera away so that this wouldn't be spotlighted. But Charlie Judson, who wishes to remain demure, these two guys are the ones who make it happen for all of this great technology stuff. Big hand to these guys. That is a tough job, and they're at it all the time. It's hard to socialize when you're doing that. Marty, tell us a little bit more about the masks and the other paraphernalia.
Marnie's not paying
Oh, so Marty.
Put it down the note that I have to remember to give money.
Oh, well, thank you. Do that, but tell us more about all of this. What happened? How did this come up?
I don't know. Okay, so this came up because when I worked in the record business and the radio business, there was lots of merchandising. And it wasn't about wearing Donna Karan on your shirt. So it just made sense, since we're all stuck with these, that why not show our colors and have a Rotary mask? So that's what this is about, and I talked to David and Nick, and I had these created. There's 50 of them. I paid for them and donated them. 100% of the money will go to Rotary Foundation, whatever it is. And I've also thought about doing this, and Michael has one. Sorry, I can't keep this on with my glasses. Anyway, and I was talking to Ned today. It is Ned, right? Yeah. I'm sorry. Anyway, about maybe people who do the Redwood Food Bank and other things like that might like to have a apron.
Absolutely, yeah.
And just in case it makes sense to do other merchandising things, I know I talked to Nick about maybe a golf hat of some kind, but anybody who has any ideas, let's hand them over to me and Nick, and we'll see about creating something that can become a donation opportunity and create money for the club.
Okay, let's be clear. Yeah, thank you.
How do we get
Just
those
be
masks?
clear, Marty, so minimum donation, $10. You paid for these in advance for all of us, and you can pick them up right over there at the desk, yes.
We already have $120 donated.
Whoa, already have $120 donated. Whoops, and it looks like more. Thank you.
130.
Yeah? Counting even as we go. You want to get the first edition, maybe there'll be another one. But quite lovely. Thank you so much, Marty, both for the idea and for the implementation. She just got rolling on it and said, I'm doing this, and said, can I do it? But she didn't ask me until after she had started, right?
Good timing, right?
Forgiveness and permission.
David, could you explain to me why, since your term has started, we've never seen a bell? What happened to the bell? Is it there? I don't see it.
There is a
I got a
bell
little
there.
blue bell.
There's a blue.
You don't like the little blue bell?
You know, David, the bell is there, you just haven't found it yet.
Don't tell him!
Okay, new rule, don't tell Kathy anything.
I saw it. Everyone sees this bell but you.
We're not allowed to see it.
It's right there, it's blue, it's beautiful.
Yeah, look at it. You want me to ring it again?
Yeah.
What's the matter with that?
The real one has been missing.
The real one might be missing, I forget. So, let's add these things to our calendar. International Committee meets today, after this meeting, right out there on the patio. Beautiful spot, lovely day. Today, at 2, food packing for those in need at the Redwood Empire Food Bank. Be there or be square. And we really need to kind of pep that up. So if you've got time in 2 hours, go for it. Yeah, that's today. And I'm going to be there. It'll be my first little outing like that. First Friday at Wood. I'm going to do carrots.
No, stay away from the carrots.
Stay away from the carrots.
Why is that? Is there a story?
There's a joke here.
It's hard to pack.
Oh, the carrots are hard to pack. That's okay. These little hands, I'll be able to get the carrots. First Friday at Woodford, October the 1st, 5:30. You definitely want to be at that event. Last time was so much fun. Thank you, Kathy, for putting that together. And October 4th, I presume there will be a sunrise hiking social. Is that correct?
Sure, that's the plan, yes.
That's the plan. So, how will people find out more?
We'll let them know.
They're gonna let you know, don't worry about a thing. Community services, 5:30 on the 4th, meeting with Dan Needham. And there are, October 8th and 9th, you can sign up for free now. I believe that you go to the district website to do so. They will have several different sessions, district conference. And the theme is about baseball, so have your baseball swag ready. Yes, Jerry.
Quick question, somebody just came up and gave me $11 for a mascot. Oh, thank you, all right.
Okay. We got that transaction worked out. Membership meeting on the 12th, 5:30. Visit with Kathy Rogers, and on the 27th, our district governor, Dustin Littlefield, will be visiting our club. They told us that we needed to have accommodations for him for the night before. I'm going to invite him to sleep down on Morris Street. What do you think? Well, I mean, you know, it's local. Any other announcements?
In front of Una Glass's house.
Uh-oh, we're not talking politics here.
$20 more.
$20 more. Marty, what you giving to? The Club Foundation, the Rotary Foundation, or are you going to do a nice thing for somebody? You're gonna do a nice thing for somebody?
I'm gonna invite those people over on China Court to park right in front of Mayor Una Glass's house.
Well, give him the mic, I can't hear
The
anything.
nice thing is to say only nice things. That's what we want. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong thing, grabbed the mic. Could you guys see him with the other mic? Look dark to me. Okay, next week's program presenter is Libby Flower, who will be talking about urgent care in Sebastopol. And now is Catherine here. Okay. Our presenter will show up in a little bit. Or Michael, can you grab Catherine because we're ready for her? Huh.
Two Michaels, right?
Folks, that
Send
felt
them
a little
both.
rushed, but we got through that part. I'm excited. I'm going over and buying myself one of these. Wow, look at that. A bowl full of Rotary masks. How cool is that? You're gonna, oh yeah, you wanna see that I pay cash?
He's gonna hold it.
All right, just demoing. This is a down payment on it. There we go.
David, will you ask Linda to pay and then have her start on Wednesday?
Hey, Jim and Linda, how did your star party go?
It went very well, thank you.
Where was it?
Yeah, we were at the Napa Valley Reserve. I had an amazing 2003 Cabernet that they made. It was really good. And we got to see Jupiter and Saturn all night long. Yeah.
That's lovely.
How was the weather?
We were in Napa, so there was no fog. It was lovely. It was 84 that day. It was really, well, I love this time of year. It really is a lovely time of year in Napa and Sonoma counties. But yeah, it's a it's a very good people watching event. It was, yeah, people like to dress up for that event. And I don't know how those ladies walk in 4-inch heels in the grass, but it was, like I say, a good people watching event, and everyone had a good time, and we made a lot of good connections. So yeah, it was nice to see people doing outdoor things, and between that and the parade, it feels good to get out.
Okay, hold on a second here while I do a little technical thing. That's not it. Get Ken Brand in here.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Go ahead, Kevin.
did I just see a joke by Patrick Larity?
But he's not here.
Oh, so we're missing that one. Anyway, so my name is Catherine de Vries. I'm the creative director here. And I started last year, just before COVID. And as a creative director, before I was a visual arts director. Awesome. Does that work? Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'll just push it by the mask then. So I will start. I am here, the creative director, and my colleague, Yuna Glass, the managing director, is coming in a second because she thought it was a Zoom meeting. So I just called her and she's on her way. Thank goodness she lives very close. So I'll start talking to you about the Sebastopol Center for the Arts and what we did during COVID. As it was for you, COVID was not an easy time, right? Especially for a nonprofit like us, a building like this. When we closed on March 14th, we could not do any event. We could not do any rentals like this. We had all these great plans, and then we couldn't do the classes. Because if you remember, first we decided to do the classes outside, and then there was smoke, and then we couldn't do them even outside. Anyways, just to refresh the memory because we forget. But what we did at that time is that there was a need in our community. There were, anyone who has children or grandchildren that went to school at that time, they would know that the kids received a little laptop if they didn't have one. They would go home and they would have their tuition. The teacher would stay in their classroom or in their home. They would teach from there. So if you have a grandparent that's there with the kids, or you have the parents who work from home, or they can afford a tutor, that's all fine. But here in Parkside, there were lots of children where the parents were essential workers, or where they didn't speak the language, or they didn't have internet, or sometimes they didn't even have a house, right? So they lived somewhere in a place where there was no internet, no place to study like that. So all these little kids, they were lost. So we worked with Parkside, with Linda Irving, and we found a solution. So we had 24 children, they came here, and you see those are 8-foot tables? So they could sit each on one side, so they were distanced, and we had 2 groups of 12 children. So from the 24 kids, they all had their own bathroom, they all had their own educators, they all had their own private section here, and when it rained, they could go or in the shed, or we bought a tent for them. So that was our solution during COVID. So we survived, right? We worked with Parkside, and we survived as an organization.
of course, we also did a lot of online things. You know, we did our classes online, we did the galleries online. We did everything we could online, which is not the same, right? Why are you here today? Because it's much more fun to see each other. It's much more fun to see the teacher closer by. So we're starting again now. So where we were ready to actually do everything online, then the things opened up again, which is great, but now we're kind of getting back to it. So, and there is my colleague, Yuna Glass. So, Yuna and I, we love working together, right? We are a team. We're a team. So, Yuna, I just explained about the distance learning program and how we responded to a need in the community. And now, actually, how much time do we have left? I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, Yuna, it's too late. It's finished. So maybe we should talk about the plans for now.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, well, now I'm crushing my mask. So sorry everyone for my late arrival. It was Zoom in my calendar. So after our distance learning program, did you talk about camp? Okay, so we got a very generous donation from a member of the community so that we could continue to have the kids we had in the distance learning program as campers in our summer arts camp that was called the Art of Living. So we were able to keep almost every single one of those kids in camp along with paying kids. And this really reached our goal of trying to get kids that were from the more exclusive charter schools to get together with the kids that were from a regular public school. And this was a goal of ours all along with our youth program, was to get all the kids in town getting to know each other and talking to each other. So that program turned out very successfully, and we had an almost full camp over the summer.
And we got about 3 groups, 3 age groups over 5 weeks. Right? That's a lot of kids and a lot of organization.
So now it's our plan, that was extremely successful, so now it's our plan, starting in January, to go back to having an after-school youth program where we want to do the same thing. We want to get kids from the charter schools getting together with the kids from our regular public school, so everybody starts to know each other and they can start learning about each other's culture and playing together and being part of our community as a whole.
Yeah, so we also had during summer camp, we had seniors coming to read, because those kids who had promised reading and writing, like they came here a year ago, but they could read, but it was good to continue. So we had senior volunteers coming to read with them, and especially the reading woman at the library. So this is the integration of every generation and of all different groups of people. This is a nice place, there are 2 microphones. The night of 2.
Yeah. Yes, okay. Oh, yeah, we're socially distancing, but we spend so much time together that, so that's our education program. So did you want to talk about our gallery program?
Oh, yeah, my gosh, I haven't told you, I mean, we have 1 minute left.
Yes, and you're gonna show us the gallery, right?
Yes, we're going to show the gallery. I want to tell you that there are 8 programs here. 8, not just the gallery. There's the gallery, there's a documentary film festival, there is the education program, we have the ceramic studio, we have 2 open studio programs. Art trails and art at the source are both our programs. Many people don't know that. We go and they say, this is art trails, and they say, oh, who are you? And I say, well, I'm Sebastopol for the art. So it's our program. We deal with that, right?
Yeah.
I forgotten one. The music program and the literary program. All these, that's what we are all offering here in Sebastopol. It is our little town of Sebastopol.
So our music program, we've had music on the patio over the summer. And then we host a poet laureate program, and we have regular poetry readings and poetry get-togethers. Actually, it's been online, and people Zoom from all over the county and read their poetry to each other.
And if you see, for example, if you see in the peace garden that we have there, you know, you see something that's like a tombstone. It's not a tombstone, it's a poem by someone. So, but the gallery, yeah, so every 5 weeks we have new exhibitions. At the moment, in the art trails show, we always have a preview where every artist has one piece. And so then you can see, so now the 2 weekends are over, but because we have the International Fiber Art Show before that was already organized until the 12th, they had a week less. So they have to, we keep the gallery for a week longer as it is. And then afterwards we have a show of the environment.
Well, getting close, because we want to see what's in the gallery, do we not? Yeah. So how about this as an idea? We'll cut for the joke, I'm the joke. Joe, how about we sing now, because we head to the gallery, and we're gonna, folk on Zoom, we're gonna take you in there and let you see things, but we won't be able to hear you. So we're just gonna try to make that work, and what should I do with, oh yeah, put that camera over there. So Joe, can you lead us in a song?
Trails to you, until we meet again.
Happy
Trails to you, each time comes for them. Happy trails to you, till we meet again.
So come on this way, we're going into the gallery, and we're gonna see what we can see. Yeah, don't go. Go this way.
That's it.
Yep, the sound is lost.
Can you tell me what you have? I need to fix mine.
Well, the system crashed because I was running low on juice.
Oh, there's 2 more.
Trying to get David to turn on the video, on the audio.
See? Wonderful.
What about the others? Can I have the table? Oh, good.
tables all set up?
Yeah, tables. When I got here, the tables were all.
Phew.
The Great Bay Lumber Center, they came and talked about their stories here to our community as a whole. I was really proud of that. That's bringing the community together, so it's not just us old folks. It's bringing the whole community together and bringing people into our center to participate. So, yeah.
So there are people collect those. So we received some, so I was thinking maybe we should hang on with the award as well.
Right, yeah.
So I also want to mention and emphasize that we don't own it, we do international exhibition, but we also work very locally. So we have our member show, which every member is not selected. Every member can enter a piece of artwork. And then we have something called favorite things. So favorite things is that when everyone, there's no selection, everyone can enter one piece from 1 to 101 years old. So, and that's really, really great. And when we can do it again this year, I hope so, people can come in and they can decide where they hang it on the wall. So that's great fun. You know, it's interactive and it makes it really special. And you have people coming with their kids, families come together and they hang their work together. And so I hope you will participate as well next year.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for inviting us to your facility, for sharing this great information with us. This is lovely for us to leave home and go to a spot like this and, you know, and see. So I'm very grateful that we get access to this show, our own private show, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to join the club in order to do this.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. You have to be, and we're very lucky. We're very happy to collaborate and this collaboration with you.
Thank you.
And so
Thank
it's
you
always
so
been
much.
a great collaboration. You know, when we work together for Christmas,
Yeah.
tomatoes, food packages, and we work with Kiwanis as well. So
Uh-huh.
it's nice to bring it all together. You know, we have to stay together. It's very important.
We're gonna probably do it again.
Let's hope so. Hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
This worked fine for you. You enjoyed it.
Yes, this is lovely. Thank you so
Excellent.
much.
Thank you.
So we can poke around and look at
Go
things?
around.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, let's look at stuff. By Chris Henry. It's called Reflections. And you can buy it for $1,700.
Hey, Jim. I hear noise outside. I don't know if it's Fabian or.
Oh, there's just people in the background. Oh, Linda, you're talking about a different
Sorry,
voice, aren't you?
I
Just
thought I
went,
was
Hey,
muted.
wait a minute. No, I get what's going on.
We've got people picking up a big pile of e-waste today. If you have 3 or more items, they come to your house and get them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I can hear you guys. If you want me to stop on something or you saw something in the distance, said, get me to that.
I'm having visions of an astrophotography show.
Oh, definitely. And I'm interested in seeing personally, I would like to see a botanical show. By the way, at the Marin Art and Garden Center currently, there's an international exposition of botanical art. I've seen it. I'm going to see it again. It's awesome.
Nice.
So they have entries from all over the world.
Wow.
And there are people who are in the stratosphere for in that, you know, in that grouping. Oh, check out this lamp. The fabric.
Beautiful.
Sweet.
Hey, David,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, you know that big magnolia tree at the Art and Garden Center?
Yeah.
I used to climb so tall, high in that thing that they couldn't find me to kick me out.
They got to know you and spot you coming, huh?
You betcha.
All right.
We used to sneak into the Art and Garden Fair every year.
Oh, well, that would be cool. I like that. I like that facility. I love the gardens there.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, well, we still have Dale, so that's nice. And we're gonna have an international service meeting in about 5 minutes.
Nice to see everyone. I'm going to go do my continuing education for my insurance license now. Woohoo!
All right, yay. Well, we want to
I
keep your
lost
license.
today. I thought I had till Friday, but thanks to Rotary, I can see that today's the 29th. Whoops.
You're going, holy crap.
Well, it's online, so here I go. Nice to see you, Dale Ann. Mwah.
Good to see you too, Linda.
All right, be well.
You too.
There we go. Oh, now there's something that would weigh you down. Don't go near the pool. Looks like it's modernist and it looks like brass. They looks like they fired it. It doesn't really come into view that well because of the glass, does it? So who all is still on with me?
Join us too if you like. Where do we sit?
Oh, Hey, Mark Reese was there. I didn't see him. And Darlene? Well, I'll just have to count that they're doing that. That's nice. Yeah, this is kind of a novelty that's fun.
Put your mic on there and Zoom people, and this ongoing.